borrowing every trick from Hollywood, complete with stirring music. The White House is portraying the president's return home as proof of his resilience and his patriotism. This was the video they produced within minutes. The image was of a fit and supremely confident leader on the balcony, standing and saluting Marine One. But the reality may be very different. It is far from clear the president is fully recovered, and by removing his mask within minutes of arriving home, he sent a signal of complacency that further shocked his critics. The president told a country that has lost more than 200,000 people to COVID, it is time to move on.
Don't let it dominate. Don't let it take over your lives. Don't let that happen. We have the greatest country in the world. We're going back to work. We're going to be out front. As your leader, I had to do that. I knew there's danger to it, but I had to do it. I stood out front. I led. Nobody that's a leader would not do what I did. And I know there's a risk, there's a danger, but that's okay. And now I'm better, and maybe I'm immune. I don't know.
But Joe Biden last night, during a television event with voters in Florida, made clear that the president's illness was a result of a reckless attitude.
Look, anybody who contracts the virus by essentially saying masks don't matter, social distancing doesn't matter, I think is responsible for what happens to them.
And Michelle Obama today joined in the criticism.
Our commander-in-chief, sadly, has been missing in action. And his willful mismanagement of the COVID crisis is just one example of his negligence.
More concerning for the running of America's government is the growing cluster of cases that has turned the White House into a lonely and paranoid building. It follows the likely super spreader event here 10 days ago, in which masks were few and hugs were plentiful. Tonight, it is becoming a national security issue as the Pentagon struggles to cope. Many of the country's military leaders, including the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Mark Milley, are now in quarantine. When the president left the hospital last night, he refused to answer questions about the virus spreading around the West Wing.
How many of your staff are sick? Thank you very much.
Or indeed whether he is truly recovered.
Do you think you might be a super spreader, Mr. President?
But some observers have looked at the video last night and suggested that the president appeared short of breath. And many are questioning the accuracy and candor of official medical bulletins. He may be back at the White House today, but 4 weeks from tonight, and America will be counting the votes that will decide if Donald Trump will remain in office for another 4 years. Robert Moore, News at 10, Washington.